They are very minor disciplines, such as in the Vinaya, where Buddha said that actually the monks can have in their possession more than 2 robes and so on and so forth. Otherwise, there's no discipline that is cultured. There's a cultural bearing. That's the point. Okay. In the whole Vinaya, Mahayana and the Tantrayana, there is no discipline that, in Buddhism, there is no discipline that all women has to wear socks. You know what I'm getting into now again? All women has to wear socks. They can't, women showing their toes is sinful. There's no such thing. Why? Because by not wearing socks, it's not going to help you reborn in the higher realm. It's also not taking you closer to the enlightenment. It might actually rock your toes a little bit. That's about the only thing it can do. So what I'm saying is, the discipline, every discipline must help these 2 things. Actually, there's the third one, Dunghan Pong Nyampochen. Yeah, this is a very important one. The discipline must be an antidote to our anxiety or pain. So there is no self-flagellation. There is no what do you call it? Basically, torturing yourself. There is the discipline of the Buddha Dharma has to be the antidote to the pain, not creator of the pain. 3 very important elements of the discipline. And then Jidam Thakur keep on saying, discipline is so important, but a discipline, I think we have already touched this subject, discipline that is based on attachment to this life, having a discipline, your practice of discipline, your practice of morality that is stemming from attachment to this life, such as a discipline such as whatever, like monk or a nun or any other kind of discipline, like being vegetarian or being non-smoker or whatever discipline you take, if you do it for the sake of gain, for the sake of fame, for the sake of respect, for the sake of recognition, for the sake of publicity, all of this. Also, this is very important. Again, some people, I am a vegetarian, so they really look at those who are non-vegetarians as if they are spiders. They really look down at them. So basically, the discipline that you have adopted, you use it as a tools and a means to look down at those who you think are not disciplined. Now this goes on. This doesn't stop there. Now, if you look at someone who is not disciplined, you look down at them, of course. But if you look at someone who actually does have a little bit of discipline, such as a fellow vegetarian, you become jealous because he's like you define more. He's vegetarian. He eats white meat, but I don't even eat white meat, and so on and so forth. So your discipline or your morality is used again as a tools of envy and jealousy. Once, this again doesn't stop. One's own discipline the discipline that we practice, if you do it, if you use the discipline as a means or the tools, as an sort of exhibition, the discipline, the vegetarian, the monk, the nun, the lay practitioner, the tantrikas, sadhakas, whatever, as a means to exhibit, show off. At home, the moment the door is closed. We were talking about this earlier. Remember the hypocrisy stuff. So nothing. You are the most vicious monster. You have no discipline at all. So such kind of discipline, basically the discipline that generates the result of lower birth, that creates, instead of acting as steps towards the enlightenment, it becomes like a dungeon or the abyss of falling into the lower realms. So such kind of hypocritical discipline is something that we don't need. We must forsake. We must get rid of such kind of hypocritical discipline. Okay, so I think I should try to sort of go through this text sparingly, because there's still about 7 days and I might run out of things to say. And what we will do, since this is a retreat situation, which is such a wonderful thing, this is what Kanbashi is envisioning, that we practice, isn't it? That we are supposed to practice. If I may tell you, this is one of the, this is one of the downfall of the modern Dhamma students. I don't know whether I should be even complaining. In this kind of degenerated time, even showing interest in listening to the Dhamma is so wonderful. Even showing effort in making notes of everything is so wonderful. But there are people, and I have to single out a little bit here all the many Dharma bums, those whose bums I have seen for years, especially dwelling in Kathmandu. Sort of Dharma bums hanging around here. 10 years, 20 years. They still go to the teachings and they still love asking the questions, getting information again and again. I don't know when they practice. I hope they practice somewhere. That's a little unfortunate, because if you don't practice, forget about enlightenment for now. Even to increase your knowledge of Buddha Dharma, you should practice. Because when you practice, you will have much better caution. You will have much better doubt. Right now, the doubt that you have is like pathetic kind of doubt. But when you practice, your doubt will become really profound doubt. It may sound very stupid. As you practice more and more, your doubt will become probably more innocent even at times. And those are so valuable. Those are such a valuable thing. So I think engaging, I'm not only talking to you actually, I'm talking to myself. Including myself, we should really practice. Now, I think I've seen in the program that you guys there's some meditation, right? In the evenings, in the morning. This is good. There are many different ways of doing meditation. So many ways. And really, it doesn't matter really how you do it. I mean, what you do, it really doesn't matter. Sadly, I'm in a kind of critical mood today. I was attacking the Nyingma and Gagripa Lamas this morning. It's like the Gelug and Sakyapas. I'm beginning to see the practices going down the hill a little bit. They are so in love with studying and argument and sort of expounding, and that's a little unfortunate because practice is very crucial. I don't know, in Tibet, the Tibetan culture, I don't know, somehow the monks, the lamas like myself, we are sort of influenced to do lots of reading, lots of rituals, pujas and stuff like that. So much so that nowadays, younger monks, when we say, oh, we should meditate, they almost feel embarrassed and say, oh, this is something the Ingis do. Something like the Westerners do. This is not for us kind of thing. That's really sad. I'm sure many of you have been to different meditation teachings. They're basically same, essentially. Really. Whether you go to Burma, Sri Lanka, Goenkas, actually even the Goenkas, and then who else? The Mahayana in Japan, Zen, Tibetan, the Mahamudra, Mahasandhis, whatever. Basically, Buddha never ever said you should dwell in the past. Okay? Never he said that. He also have never said you should dwell on the future. This 10 days is supposedly retreat. In the Tibetan word it's called tham. It's kind of boundary. Retreat, I don't know what English word retreat means, but it's kind of a boundary, creating a boundary. Ideally, you are supposed to not visit the past and not visit the future. You stay within the boundary of presentness. This may be a little difficult for all of us. And this is what the Burmese teach. This is what the Sri Lankans teach. Of course, there's different, sort of technique and elements. And if you visit them, every one of them says ours is the best. Really. I've been kind of a curious person. I've been to Incognito. I've been to Japanese Zen class in Kyoto. Wonderful. They're so really just to have that as a just to have that in the world is such a wealth and such a blessing. And I cannot even begin to really praise the Burmese tradition, the tradition such as Sun Lung tradition. Wonderful, the Shamatha Vipassana methods. I'm sure many of you have even been there and done 5 days, 9 days courses and go through. I did myself participated with some of the Burmese Vipassana, and I must say it's really amazing. So anyway, we will do a little bit of meditation, but in order to do meditation, we need to have things like Luven dans Semven. Luven means like kind of, loosely translating, isolating your form, your body. Semven, like isolating or retreating or Actually, I like to even use the word confinement. Confining your body and mind. So, live-in, to isolate your body or your form. Of course, you can go to the mountains, forest, under the tree, where there's nobody, and so on and so forth. It's not, it helps a lot. But if you don't have, it does not mean that the Buddhist meditation will end up you will not have a Buddhist meditation if you don't have forests and caves. Basically, the essence of living or the isolating your body is sitting straight. Because when you sit straight, then all this, like Vairocana posture and all of that, I'm sure, maybe Lama can explain. But basically, when you sit straight and do not respond to your physical needs, like you want to scratch, you want to yawn, you want to sort of move, if you don't entertain them, and if you really do not, like if your phone rings suddenly, do not respond to that. If you suddenly remember that you didn't close your window properly, I don't know, if you have a mosquito sitting on your nose, and then you think about malaria and all of that, instead of shooing it away, not responding to that, just basically isolating yourself from these kind of, distractions. And then, I think this is what we do, because Vipassana is kind of big. Actually, in the Buddhist teachings, there's 4, body, sarva, the feeling, sense, mind, and then kind of dharma or reference, basically. And this is actually quite important, because when I say your name, you respond, and that when you respond, you are referring to actually one of these 4 or 3 or 2 or at least one of that as a desiring them to become up. I'm not going to go through Samdenji, the 4 meditative state and all of that. See, when I say me, I'm always referring to the grossest is the form, my sort of size, my color, my shapes. And then my feeling, my sadness, my anger, my spaced outness, whatever. And then my mind. And then my reference, I'm a Tulku, I'm a Rinpoche, I'm not this, I'm not that, I'm not a dog, I'm a human being, all that kind of reference. Okay, we are not going to do the 3, Too complicated, we don't have time. So we will just do the body. We will just be doing the body, basically. Okay, the purpose of the body doing this mindfulness is usually insecurity. When we have an insecurity, we are also having insecurity based on this 4. So, what do we do? Okay, insecurity. Okay, you have an insecurity. Comes through the body. Then what do? Fashion. You should really, you have to patch up your form. You try to surrender to outside. So, or a hairstyle. Or even the way you move. If you are trying to seduce somebody, you move a certain way. If you are trying to impress somebody, you move in a certain way. So it's the form. It's all, again, how the form manifests like that.